wellness event right now, we have one of the most important things that we can do for exactly that, health and wellness, and it's to drink good water. So today, we have the most highly certified water purification system, and it is on sale, customer pick. They sell out every time they come in. We have 1,000, that's it. And it's in the two colors, which are either the silver or the white. And cheers to your good health. It's Waterlogic. It's a hybrid home countertop water purifier, which is so nice because you don't need a floor unit. And it's 4 months at $49.99. Now, I want you to think about this. It's 19,000 gallons of water, bottles of water, and it's 7 cents per
gallon.
Per gallon,
yeah.
Right. Okay, that's a lot. That's a little. That's a lot, that's a little. And I mean, can you imagine going to the grocery store and getting the best purified water and giving the checkout gal or guy 7 cents and then walking away? No, right, this is here at your home. Okay, we're gonna get to it. Carrie McNally is here. By the way, call in if you have had this or you're just getting it today. We really want to hear from you. Hello, my friend. Body is mainly water, remember that.
60% of our body.
That's right.
Yes.
You're so scientific.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good evening. Hey, we
Good
got
night.
fun. Carrie McNally brings us really innovative products, and he has been around the globe and brought to us today that Waterlogic.
Yes, this is the largest water purification company in the world, Waterlogic. You know, better water through better thinking. And we're talking about something that is the most highly certified water purification and filtration system in the world. We're talking about purifying, we're talking cysts and viruses and all kinds of germs and bacteria, because filtration is not enough. A lot of us have these guys.
Sure.
It's not enough at all. What happens actually is this takes the chlorine out of the water, which the Waterlogic does as well, but it doesn't purify it. So now you have a harbinger of germs and bacteria, and you put this into the fridge, and now you have cross-contamination. You also have to keep replacing these filters every month, and you oftentimes forget it. But take a look at this animation and what's going on inside your Waterlogic. It is really fascinating because it goes through, first and foremost, the world's most highly certified carbon filtration system. There's enough carbon in there to cover a football field, and then it goes through 6 feet of quartz hand-wound tubing, and in the middle of that is a hospital-grade UV light. See how it makes its way right around through that tubing, and then the light in the middle is zapping it. Why is the UV light so important? Okay. So for thousands of years, we've been drinking naturally from streams, lakes, and rivers. How is that water purified? By the sun, the UV lights of the sun over thousands and thousands of years. Now, unfortunately, we typically drink tap water that's from a municipality that makes its way through miles and miles of pipe, lots of it hundreds of years old, and it never sees the light from the sun. That's what this does, and that's why social media companies, the biggest ones on the planet, universities and hospitals, they rely on an industrial version of this. This is the only countertop, and it's the most highly certified countertop filter and purification system in the world. You are getting the best. Okay,
that's a lot of talk, okay? I need to taste this. But the thing is that I think other companies have claimed to be this special.
Sure.
But see, they all want to be Waterlogic. And today, having Waterlogic on sale is just tremendous. That UV light, you see it when you know that that surgical room is clean and taken good care of. There's a UV light around.
That's it.
So you've got both, and by the way, my rapid fire question for Carrie was,
yes,
I did the research so I found out, but is how often do we need to change the filter in the bulb?
Just like, once a year.
Once a year, not every 3 months, not every 30 gallons, once a year.
And throughout that year, you're gonna get 19,000 bottles of water, the equivalent of, this is the equivalent of 19,000. Imagine the cost. Imagine the cost of the environment. Imagine the weight. I blew up my back last fall simply putting a case of water in the trunk of my car. I was flat on my back for 1 full week.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and you gotta taste this.
That 8 ounces.
Just delicious.
Okay.
Actually,
is this all I'm getting?
Here. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. There you go. I don't want to guzzle this. And plus, those are your cooties. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Right? It's delicious, right? It's clean, crisp, refreshing, and delicious. It's the best water you've ever tasted.
I've had like the best shows today.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna show you how this works.
That's good, Carrie.
We're gonna put some colored water in here to demonstrate how this filtration system works.
Do you have hard water? Do you have maybe not the state-of-the-art municipality dealing with the water that's coming through your pipes? And you know, what do? We go to the store, we get the bottles, All right, check this out.
Isn't that wild?
Look at that. That's just an example of how this is purifying your water.
And it's so delicious. We have a new baby in our family. I'm a great uncle, and his name is Ryder. He's a year old. If you are looking after the kids and you're gonna give them formula, grandma, new moms out there, you have got to get yourself a Waterlogic. Pet owners, your cats and your dogs, how cool is this? My cat, Sally McNally, she's gotten so used to Waterlogic, if I put a bowl next to the bowl with Waterlogic in it, she won't drink it. They intuitively know, they can smell and taste the difference. So when you have the little ones and you're looking after the grandbabies, or if you're a new mom and you're gonna make formula, don't you want the peace of mind of using the most highly certified water purification and filtration system? Because remember, filtration is not enough. And when you go ahead and you shake this up and you serve this to the little one, you've got a lot of peace of mind. You really do.
You really do. I mean, we're worried about BPA, right? So we make sure that the plastic bottle isn't BPA. What are you putting in there? You want to make sure it's Waterlogic water.
Okay, listen to this. Okay. All the plastic components.
Yeah.
All BPA free.
Of course, it's Waterlogic.
The 2 water bottles that you're getting with the value today, BPA free. You get 2 sports bottles.
Nice.
That's a whole additional value we're throwing them in today. And this is why this always sells out. We can only get a couple of hundred of these, and they always sell out whenever they're here.
And you know, I have white appliances in my house. Maybe you have stainless. It's nice to get something like this that matches your appliance.
It's beautiful on the countertop. It's sleek, it's elegant, it's an award-winning design. It has the Water Quality Association seal. It's certified by the World Health Organization, and that's why hospitals trust Waterlogic.
They don't just hand that out like candy.
Oh, no, no. You have to spend thousands and thousands. There's the WQA right there. With thousands of dollars in laboratory testing to certify that this is the purest and the freshest, the cleanest, and the most delicious water. Check this out. Go ahead.
I'm going freestyle. Yeah. Okay, so that is that NSF P231 protocol for microbiological water purifiers. Gosh, that's a big word. The ultraviolet microbiological water treatment systems, the drinking water treatment units, and the drinking water treatment units for both the health and the aesthetic effects. So we're talking about bacteria. We're talking about microbiology.
Oh, cysts, viruses, germs, and bacteria. Simple, you know, pure.
Waterlogic takes care of.
Filters don't do any of that.
That's
Filters take out the chlorine, the taste, and the odor, but they do not purify. That's why hospitals trust Waterlogic, because they're giving that to their patients. Here's the other thing. We're 60% water. Now, our lungs are 83% water. Our brains are about 75% water. You think about your eyes. Infants are 75 to 78% water. So we're talking about giving them formula and giving them lots of water to drink throughout the day so they stay hydrated. Don't you want, as a grandparent or a parent, if you don't love it, send it back. I get it. You know, it's a fairly expensive unit. But this is water we're talking about. It's the most precious, along with air. So it's air, water, you know, what is it, food and shelter in that order. And that's why it's been so wildly popular. So for your coffee, for your tea, hey, here's an idea for the new you in the new year. If you replace one 24-ounce bottle of soda with water, you're saving 240 calories. 240 calories per day. That's over 1,400 calories per week. And you're also doing something that's infinitely healthier for you. You're drinking more water. You know, oftentimes when we get tired, what do? We drink sodas, we drink energy drinks, and we drink coffee, right? Well, that's a diuretic. So we're just chasing our tail. Just drink more water. Whenever I get tired, I hydrate. I hydrate and I feel better. I have a pretty serious diet and exercise regimen. Water has changed my life, especially when it comes to my personal fatigue.
Okay, right. Here's the thing. A lot of times you don't know that you're dehydrated until you're thirsty. Yep. So you want to really never be thirsty. Here's the other information that I wanted to share with you. You know, I took care of my mom in part of her life for 10 years. And one of the things that we were constantly monitoring, and maybe you're in the same situation, is hydration for her. So yes, the little ones for us and the next generation. So frequently, if you're not hydrated, right, and even if you don't feel thirsty, because after you feel thirsty, which then you're already dehydrated, after that, you don't feel anything, really. So once you get to that stage, it's almost like you don't notice that you're so dehydrated. So please make sure that everybody in your house and at their house is also drinking enough water. Plus, those bottles, those gallon jugs are heavy. You don't want to have to do the drive-through at like the Water Hut in the parking lot. I see people do that. It breaks my heart because we have such great solutions, and that's not free either. But this is going to bring it down to 7 cents a gallon. Come on, that is fantastic. And it's not a company that we've never heard of in terms of people who are really serious about water purification and filtration. You need both. My sister, when she was living in New York City, she had one of those pitchers, Carrie.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And it was when, New York City tap water or, it's expensive bottled water. And so she was using that. And we all felt so good about it. Then we got this little stick. We stuck it in there, and it showed all the toxins, basically, in there. Yep. It was not doing a very good job. So I know that technology's moved forward, but this is the top of the line.
Yeah, this is the most highly certified water purification system. So it's purification and filtration, the most highly certified on the planet. And I don't know if you've been watching the news. They recently just declared a state of emergency in Michigan because they found a preponderance of lead in the water there. So the governor declared it a state of emergency. Bottled water is so suspect. You probably saw in the morning shows and in the articles, bottled water can come from any number of sources, and there was a huge bottled water recall at the end of 2015. So this way, you don't have to spend the money on bottled water. You're getting 19,000, the equivalent of 19,000 bottles of water per year with your Waterlogic, and you're not having to lift those huge, they weigh about 25 pounds, some of these cases of water, and it's so expensive, it's so costly for the environment because of all that plastic. You have completely BPA-free plastic components. All of your 2 sports bottles that you get with the value today, they're also BPA-free. And once again, if you've got a little one in your life, we have a 1-year-old or an older one that you're caring for, somebody's not feeling well, they're not at their best. Don't you want to give them, the people that you love and your pets, the most highly certified water in the world? If you're making formula, if you're caring for someone who's not been feeling well, it's been seeing, maybe they're part of an outpatient program. It does so much good here and here to know that this is the best. And it's so easy to do. And I want to show you how it works as far as refilling it. There's a reservoir on the back. If you have a single serving coffee maker, you refill that a lot. Right, sure. At first, it's kind of a pain. You see that light and you go, I want my coffee. Yes, and it goes, and the little light's on, and so you gotta refill it. But then after a while, this actually takes 10 seconds to refill. Then you just drop it right to the back. Okay. And then you have a big naturally blue button on top, and you just touch it. That's it. It's instant. It's instant. It's instant. Yes, and as you see, the water goes through, again, the most highly certified carbon filtration on the planet. This has as much surface area, it's compressed carbon, as a football field, and then it makes its way around this hand-wound quartz tube. Right now, inside of the quartz tube is the hospital-grade UV light bulb. So that's how you get filtration and purification all the way to the point of dispense. That makes a lot of sense. I'm thirsty, Carrie. Please help me out there, man. Well, let me get you going again. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, I wanted to just point out a couple of things. As you're seeing that technology at work, we've synchronized with the picture. There it is, an X-ray vision, but I wanted to talk about how the purification part, and remember filtration too, with that targeted UV, it effectively removes, listen to this part, 99.999% of bacteria, 99.99% of viruses. 99.9% of cysts. I don't even know, you mean like a cyst, Well, cysts, the things that are in the water that can get us very sick. and 99.9% of lead. And that's why they declared a state of emergency throughout the state, the entire state of Michigan. And if you look at these certifications here, this is world class. We're talking reduction of bacteria, viruses, cysts, chlorine reduction, particle removal, and then that firewall UV purification. You only have 1 maintenance per year. That's 1 filter, and we'll show you that. You can get it as an upsell today if you'd like. And the unit will tell you when it's time to change it. It keeps track of the calendar year the second you plug it in. And it's as little as 7 cents per gallon, no plastic bottles, less waste, less cost, BPA-free reservoir and bottles. And look at that microbiological water purifiers protocol, Class A ultraviolet microbiological water treatment systems. And of course, it has a certification from the World Health Organization and this gold seal of approval from the Water Quality Association. Oh my gosh. Okay. And great reviews on hsn.com. The price is phenomenal here at HSN. We've got that price break of $199. Normally it's $229, so it's a nice $30 off. And then the retail on this would be $324. It is 4 monthly payments of $49.99. Thank you, Carrie. There you are. There's so many applications. Your coffee, we talked about it, your ice, your lemonade, your sports drinks. But here's the other thing. I was listening to, I was actually at the water cooler
cooler at my yoga studio, right, where I was taking a class. And they have a big, fancy commercial grade one, and a woman walked up and said, oh, this looks like a nice big, water purification system. My mom is getting older and she's struggling. She goes to the water hut in the parking lot and she's struggling with, having enough water. And she was talking about that brand that, was industrial, that was probably thousands and thousands of dollars. Well, at that moment, I didn't know the item number for Waterlogic, but I wish I had spoken to her about it, and I will get to her, because this is something we need to know about. This is giving you that highest certification and purification and filtration, and it makes a lot of sense. That quartz, that UV light, it tastes delicious, and we have it on FlexPay for 30 days satisfaction guarantee. It's so nice. You get to taste it. Hey, honey, what do you think? Hey, kids, what do you think?
Yeah, and a lot of folks get two. They'll get one for their own household, and they'll get one for their, for their daughter who just had a new baby, or they'll get one for that ailing relative. You ever use this stuff?
I try not to, but I get the idea.
We use this stuff all the time, right?
Antibacterial.
Antibacterial, right? We do this all the time for our hands, but we drink out of a tap.
Right.
Or we buy very suspect and very expensive bottled water. There was a huge bottled water recall last fall, or we just turn on the tap, and as we mentioned, they've declared a state of emergency in Michigan. So we do this all the time, and yet we don't think the same way about water.
But it dries your cuticles, just FYI.
Yes,
tip.
Yes,
okay.
It does.
just jewelry nose talk.
Yeah, and I like the other part about the new year, and this is 240 calories. If you replace one of these guys with the same equivalent of water, and you did that once a day, 7 times a week, that's over 1,400 calories in savings.
And how much
it's
was
so much
that
better
soda?
for you.
How much was that soda?
Exactly.
How much was that bottle of water you bought and you really aren't sure what's in it? Or they've got some additives in it that help with taste, and it's made by a wonderful soft drink manufacturer. There's a lot going on. I mean, some people think the whole water industry is a big racket in terms of bottled water, and some of it is and some of it isn't. Waterlogic is the real deal. We've got integrity here, we've got quality, we have all of those certifications, and those people don't mess around. World Health Organization's not going, oh yeah, just give us a product and we'll say okay. No, this is very scrutinized. And so I want you to enjoy your water. I also think you should pick up an extra reservoir.
Yes.
We do have those available. So this is perfect 5 stars, great product from Bell 545. I think she's in Missouri. Was very easy to get started. Easy directions and great tasting water. Almost forgot, quiet. Recently bought one from another shopping channel and had to send it back. It was so loud, you could hear it upstairs. Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
When I hit the button, the cat comes.
Oh, that's so darling.
Yeah, she knows that she's getting water. It's really cool. She goes, meow, meow, and she comes around into the kitchen because, we think about filtration, and filtration is not enough. We need to filter and purify. You have to replace the filter here once a month, and it's hard to even tell when you're doing that. The other part of it, too, is when you put water in here and you put it in a dark space like your fridge, now you've got the highest chance of cross-contamination. You have to filter and you have to purify. And as we show you that animation, once again, it goes through the largest, most highly certified carbon filter. That's chlorine, taste, and odor. There's enough surface area of carbon in here to cover a football field, but then it moves through this 6 feet of hand-wound quartz tubing, and in the middle of that is a hospital-grade UV light. And for thousands and thousands of years, we've been surviving as a species from lakes, streams, and rivers, and the sun, the UV light of the sun has been purifying that water for millennia.
There's a crispness to the taste.
Isn't it delicious? I mean, it really, you can tell the difference, and you'll drink more water. And we all know in the new year, as part of the new you, we all need to stay hydrated. Dehydration leads to fatigue. You get grumpy. Nobody wants that.
I think
Nobody wants a grumpy Carrie. And oftentimes, whenever I'm feeling grumpy, you have choices. You have, diuretics, energy drinks, and coffee and tea, and that just creates an endless cycle. Drink more water. I always feel, better drinking more water.
I do too. Cheers, my
Cheers.
friend.
And when you're doing baby formula, and for somebody that's older, it's the right thing.
And for you,
you're
busy and you're stressed, let's face it. By the way, this is a value of $24.95 we're including today. 4 flex payments, special price. See, price break goes up. So that is not the lowest price ever in terms of going right back, it's going to go back up in price, so I want to make sure you're aware of that, so don't wait. Oh, I do want to tell you, if you wanted to buy the water bottles,